What's up, everybody? What's up? Come on in, everybody. Come on in. It's about to go down. Shout out to everybody in the chat already. Coming to the chat already. It's going down. 5 o'clock. I know what time it is. I like this common sense right here, man. This is classic right here. Let everybody come on in. It's going to be a great show. A great show with amazing guests. Woo! It's going to be an amazing show. Hope everybody having a great day right now. It's going to be a great show, man. I'm just, still in chuckles for early this morning or this afternoon's joke. I just wanted to put myself in a good mood this morning. I was in the gym, kind of sluggish, and it was just difficult to get through the 3 miles, man. It was just the feeling I had this morning waking up, and I was in a funky mood. So what I did to cheer myself up and have everyone have a good laugh is to post an early April Fool's Day joke. And everybody knows I'm good. I'm the king of April Fools, but I wanted to just brighten everybody's Tuesday up by posting a pic of me on live with Penny Hardaway himself. It was a joke, folks. I didn't go live. I wish I would, be able to get the man on the show. And it was a good laugh, man. It was a great laugh. I got cussed out of the DM a couple of times, man. But you know what? It's all love. We are here. We're here. Welcome everybody to Heaven Sent Show. We do this every single Tuesday, where this show is dedicated to you penny fans, phone posit fans, penny collectors, memorabilia, everybody. Everybody. I see y'all in the chat, yo. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to you if you're on the West Coast, early time. I think it's like 2 o'clock over there. Down south, in Midwest, East Coast, worldwide. I even got some people in London that watches the show, but they watches the next day, because basically it's like, I'm thinking it's maybe like 7 a.m. over there. So other than that, man, I have incredible guests coming up. Let me get this right. I got it introduced. My man, oh so right. I gotta bring him in right. If you're a fan, a longtime fan of YouTubers, this man has been in the game for over 10 years. That's a long time, man. That's a long time. This man has been putting work in the game over 10 years. He's a family man. He's knowledgeable with sneakers. He's Mr. J Star.
Hey, can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I've never done the IG live, so.
Oh man, welcome. Time, man.
I heard some comment. I heard the Fat Boys. I see you.
Yes.
I see you. You're in tune with my inner spirit here.
Yeah, we keep it classic over here, man.
Yeah, let's go, man. That's dope.
I really appreciate you taking time out, man, and just being with us, man, chilling with us, vibing with us. This is what we do each and every Tuesday, man. And it's not only we talk penny, we talk phones, we talk about NBA, we talk about old school cartoons, man, everything that's built around our good, and it's have everybody in the chat and my special guests come on and we reminisce and talk about old times, man. And it's good that we can have that feeling again. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, that's dope.
yeah, man. So definitely, man, it's always great to even have somebody of your stature that's been in the game for so long and doing what you're doing, man. So again, man, I really thank you for even coming on, man, and coming on and chilling with us, man.
No, man, I was surprised because I was like, man, I don't know if I'm the interviewee type. I
Oh,
don't know if I'm that interesting, but I'll take it. We'll see where it goes.
and I would like to keep things fresh. I like the thing, like everyone that some people just don't know that, like you was highly requested, and like far as like I was putting this show together, and I was just like, well, I need 5 months to get all my guests lined up. I need to get myself together personally in my my personal life. If I want to do this show, I have to bring the heaters. I gotta bring the big boys. I gotta bring some people that you haven't seen in a while. Wonder where they at, or some of the big guys that's in the game that's doing it right now, and why not bring some of these guys that's we've been all looking up to, like you, Dales, Mark, as Jumpman Basket, as we know. But yeah, man, it's so great to even talk to you guys, and not only we're on your show in the chat lines, but you're able to come on and and just conversate with us. You know what I'm saying? You're regular people just like us.
Thank you. That's all it is. But I would say the people you named, I'm probably the small name on the marquee. Like I'm the dude that like has like 5 minutes to get the crowd warmed up before the real guys show up. Like that's
Yeah.
like, all right,
Yeah.
I got a couple jokes, and then here's Hez, here's Dells, here's Bostic.
But just don't know, man. You was highly requested when I first
Awesome, man.
started putting my list together.
That's dope.
I asked my followers, I was like, who y'all want to see? Who y'all want to see on the show? And like literally, you was top 10. Literally, no joke.
I'll
And
take it, man. I'll take it. That's dope.
it was like wondering where you was at. And when I first posted the promo, they was like, no way, you got J Star. Yeah, man.
I'm still alive, man. I'm still out here.
So, but other than that, man, let's get into these questions, man.
Let's go.
Don't know you. Can you give your your introduction to yourself, or let everybody know who you are?
Oh, man, I didn't even prepare for this. All right, so well, everybody knows me as J Star. My name's Jesus. I would say I've been a sneakerhead before I knew the term sneakerhead. So I was that kid in high school that had a lot of pair of shoes and no one else really did. Like that's what I did with my money. I just bought kicks.
Wow.
And so I left school, went to college for a spell, then went to the Air Force, came back, retros. Like I came back from overseas and retros was like a thing. And I was just blown away because I was like, I could get the kicks, back in the day. Then internet came and it was like what are those boards, message boards? It was before social media. That was like the social media.
Yeah.
And got it, started talking kicks and started hearing these phrases like dead stock, hype beast, sneakerhead, like all of these words people were using. And I was just like, okay, well, I guess I'm a part of that. So then fast forward, I started doing YouTube videos based on the message boards because people were talking about real and fake and they were getting it wrong. So I made like one YouTube video and I threw it out there. It was on the Concords. And this was like 2006 or 7, something like that.
Yeah, real early, really.
Yeah. And
I caught on to your video like maybe 08-ish, 09-ish. So like that video traveled.
Yeah, man. It was weird because I didn't understand or even care about subscribers, likes, engagement. I didn't know anything about that. My wife, she was like, hey, I don't know if you know this, but people are asking questions on your video in the comments. Go answer them. And I was like, what? Like, for real? So I went, and it was just like, And
Wow.
then people were like, yo, can you do a real versus fake on the 7? Can you do it on the 8? Can you do it on the 12? Can you do it on the... And I was like, well, since I have them, like, all right. So I just started going to town, you know, just trying to help people understand the real versus fake. And it really wasn't about, hey, don't wear fakes. It was about, if you're gonna buy fakes, know how much money you need to spend on that.
Right.
Don't spend $500 on some Concords that are really a $40 knockoff. And back then, the knockoffs were like knockoffs.
Yeah, noticeable. Like,
Right.
it was
So,
UAs didn't come in the picture, and you know, 2 years later. But yeah, totally. Yeah, man.
so I did that for a few years. I ended up like being on. I don't know. It was a fun ride. Like the seating thing happened. They started sending me stuff. I started getting stuff from companies I never had a point of contact, so I had to go find the people to thank.
Wow.
It was wild. And then I had a daughter. I had 2 boys already, but then I had a daughter later.
Yeah.
And when she came, I was like, all right, like priority shift. Boop. So I kind of chilled on the YouTube and, and I still kept it fresh. If anyone's wondering how you take hiatus, just buy a couple pair of Yeezys. That's it. Because no matter where you go, if you have a pair on, they know you know sneakers.
Oh yeah.
So that's the kick that'll get you through a hiatus. So I did that.
Yeah, man.
So I rocked a couple pair of Yeezys, focused on career and family, and now I'm kind of getting back into it a little bit.
That's great, man.
So that's kind of my sneakerhead journey.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? And it just come all tied in together because I actually reached out to you, like, you know, during the times where we was, you know, exchanging titles of records and getting, you know, advice on mixers and stuff like that. And I was just wondering, like, man, I wonder J Star, you know, still do video. The next thing you know, 2 days later, you uploaded your first video saying you was back. So I was just like, man, that's really good that he's okay and he's doing well, man.
Yeah, it was pretty cool because, like, even throughout, it was like a 6-year gap and almost 7 years. And people would still message me, man. Like, I would get messages weekly, sometimes like multiple days in a week of people just, yo, when you gonna do this? Or, hey, what do you think about, you know, this sneaker or that sneaker?
Right.
I still got invited to like some of the events, like Jordan Brand would do some things and some other companies would do things, and they would still, you know, send me the invites. So I'd still attend some of those things.
That's great.
Here and there. But yeah, I was in chill mode, man. I was like, hey,
all right,
let me focus on this other stuff.
Question before we get deep into these, like, the questions I already have. During the All-Star weekend, did you do anything as far as like doing any events that was in Chicago or anything?
No, last year I didn't do. So my plan was to be a part of a lot of things. But then as the time approached, I had other things going on that were like, we'll just say money makers.
Yeah.
So I was like, eh. And then also around that time last year, the whole like beginnings of COVID started to, like, people started to get a little funky about that. And I didn't know if the parties, I've always dreamed of going to Kenny Smith's NBA All-Star Weekend party.
Yeah.
Like, I've always dreamed of it. I'm like, one day I'm going to get in there. Yeah. And I thought last year would have been the year, but since I didn't attend anything, I was like, I've done other All-Star weekends where I went to things. Kenny got to hook me up, man.
No, he got to hook me up. You know what? Oh,
other players have invited me to things, but not Kenny. I'm like, hey, man, what's up?
Yo, and it's like the biggest, besides Michael Jordan's party, like Kenny's is like one of the biggest surrounding the city.
Right, and I feel like Kenny's is attainable for a guy like me. Mike's is not.
Nah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've run into like Marcus before, and he's a super cool dude.
Yeah.
But not cool enough to be like, hey, come to my pop's party. Like, it's not that way.
Hey, well, hopefully you get the chance, man.
One day.
Yes, one day, man. Okay, man, what was the very first sneaker that you fell in love with and caught your eye and made you fall in love with sneakers?
Adidas Superstars.
Adidas superstars.
Run DMC and the Fat Boys pretty much did me in from the beginning, man. The way they walked across stage and the way the shoe looked, like so flat and so flush with the ground.
Right.
And the stripes hitting. Fat Boys with the fat laces. DMC with no laces.
Right.
Like the whole swag was just like I had to have Adidas. It was like
Oh man, it's amazing because like being a former b-boy, those are the type of shoes, you know what I'm saying? You know, those the Asics, you know, the
Pumas,
yeah.
So the K-Swiss even was out there. Fila's was hot.
Oh yeah, man. So like a lot of that goes right up my alley, bro.
That was it, man.
Yeah. So like, what was the very first Jordan that caught your eye?
The very first Jordan was the first Jordan, but that ain't the first one I got.
Yeah.
We was not. I don't come from money at all. I come from living in someone else's basement for a few years. Like we didn't have a place, so Jordans was out of the loop for me.
That's what's up, man. You know, let's fast forward to the time where street ball and pro ball was together as hip hop emerges into the most popular music genre in the world during the late 80s, where you have Reebok, Converse, Nike, they're all in competition. And Jordan graces the stage in the All-Star Games, Slam Dunk competition 88 and 89. What was your thoughts, man, on the times where Mike was basically on his way to stardom, if not already?
Yeah, so I'm a Midwest kid, so he was always like that guy.
Yeah.
But my favorite memories of Mike was always hoping he would play like 5 minutes in preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he got fouled, he'd go to the foul line, and we would see the shoe. We would see the newest one. Like, we'd get our eyes on it, because they never released until October. Preseason is, September, October.
Yeah, in the summer.
So the shoe wouldn't release, but we would get a peek at it in preseason when he wore them. And so I was like, somebody foul this dude. Don't hurt him. Just foul him. Get to the foul line so I can see what they were. And then All-Star Weekend was always super dope, because as the shoe gained like strength, where it was like, this is it, they started releasing the new colorway at All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
And it was always if people don't remember when the Aquas in the 93 All-Star game, he broke out the Aquas, like it was like mind's blown.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yep.
Like that. All that was cool, man.
That was I'm not very sneaker, but that was my very first Jordan right there. Yeah.
And that was the first Jordan I bought with my own money. Wow. Yeah, my first Jordan was the 4, but my first one that I bought with my own money was the 8. So, but yeah, back then though, there were other guys like the Weapon, Magic Bird. Them used to wear the Weapon. Isaiah Thomas. Them guys used to wear the Weapon. Clyde Drexler used to wear Avia.
Avia, yeah.
You remember Avia? He used to rock Avia. So when he would do that dunk where his 2 feet would like kick back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 0.1% of ball players that still do that when they shoot a jumper. They kick their own ass basically. He would have the Avias on. I always thought those were dope. I was like, this dude doing his own thing. Ralph Sampson had the Pumas. Like, it was wild, man. It was awesome.
Yeah. Then going into the early 90s, where you had LJ coming with the Converse. You had Kevin Johnson with Converse Reacts. You had Sean Kemp coming with the Rain Man and his shoe. And it was just it was a different competition back then, as far as like shoe companies putting out street ball / pro ball kicks, And how was you, like, you was feeling, like, were you still into Jordans, but still wanted to push towards the other brands?
So my problem, as I mentioned, I was a Midwest boy. I was born in Chicago. And I felt like, for me, I always tied winning to if I was going to buy your shoe.
Right.
So Jordan was like the guy. So I would never wear anyone else's sneaker unless I had the current model of the Jordan. So I would buy like a pair of Jordans, and then I'd
Yeah.
go buy like a pair of Shell-toe Adidas or something. But I already had the Jordan on lock. Like I never had the Kemps. My friends would have them. They'd have the Cons, the LJ, the Grandmama joints.
Yeah.
Remember D Brown had the black top Reeboks?
Yeah, yeah.
I ended up getting those, but I already had the Jordan. So I was like, okay, I got the Mercedes. Now let me go over here and mess with this other stuff.
Right.
I didn't really get into other people's shoes until the late 90s.
Same here. I wanted to be different, but at the same time, Mom Dukes couldn't afford a Jordan each and every year. So what she would do, wait till she get her taxes and give us $100, and I'm going to the clearance racks. Can't afford anything above $100, man. I'm going straight to the clearance racks, and that's when I experienced my very first penny under $100. So,
hey, I got the Jordan 8, the regular Chicago colorway, the white ones, for $50 on clearance after I had bought the Aquas. They had the other ones on clearance. Jordans used to hit clearance.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like today. It was nowhere near this.
And the snowball off that, what do you think about from today's quick sellers from our days where it just be sitting, you can walk in a Finish Line, a Foot Locker, a Foot Action, and actually get the shoe that you wanted?
Yeah, like I think back then what was unique was the whole sneaker scene was like what MJ was able to do. Like, don't get me wrong, I know Ralph Sampson and Magic and Bird had their own signature, Dr. J, they had their own signature shoe, but it was not to the magnitude of what Jordan was able to do.
Right.
But once Jordan Jordan basically was the walk this way of sneakers. He basically crossed it over into everybody is now aware of an athlete having their own shoe.
Mm-hmm.
And what was dope was when other guys started getting their shoe, because back then when Mike was in the league, everybody didn't like Mike.
No, they didn't.
People were like, man, forget this dude, like because Mike used to put them out every year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you had the dudes that were really like, they loved the Ewings. You had the dudes that were like, yo, I'm gonna go get the Grandmama Larry Johnson. Like people were getting other stuff because it was just everything was so fresh and dope.
Yeah, it was.
And then of course now you fast forward, the legacy of Mike is Mike. So now even the people that didn't really care for him back then are like, you know what, that was a hot shoe when I was 12. Let me go ahead and circle back and scoop that. So it's way different now, which is, it's not a bad thing. It's just the way it was then was like, he was still competing.
Yeah, he was.
So it was like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like I would never wear a Ewing. I just can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that. It's just not possible for me to rock a Ewing.
I'm a Jordan and Bulls fan. I can't.
I can appreciate them though, but I ain't rocking no Ewings ever.
Understand. All right. Around this time, we're going to push forward 1993, where Jordan retires, and we have a fresh line of new talent coming in, where we have Chris Webber, we have Latrell Speedwell, we have Penny Hardaway himself, we have so many other people, Eric Montross, we have, goodness gracious, Calvert Chaney.
Chaney, Jimmy Johnson, you got Jamal Mashburn.
Oh yeah, so like
Jason Kidd. I think you might have said that.
That 1993-94 rookie, I want to say, just a crowd of just great talent and a new personality that everything is up for grabs right now, including teams. Where you recently, at that time, you had the Rockets come in with the back-to-back championships, but the talent level was so high at that point because a lot of these youngsters, they wanted the ball with Mike, they want to go against Mike, And what was your thoughts, man, when Mike retired and then it was just like a free fall?
I mean, for me, I always thought Pippen was a stud, so I still was cool with my squad. But my favorite player outside outside of wearing a Chicago Bulls uniform was Chris Webber. Like
Oh man.
the entirety of his swag
Mm-hmm.
was just so it was intoxicating, man, to watch this dude play. That whole era, let's just say from '89, from the David Robinson draft class
Right.
on through to maybe all the way up to the Kobe draft class.
Mm-hmm.
The talent was so awesome, and it almost turned fans that were like I run into people all the time in Chicago, and I'm like, "You guys watch the Bulls?" They're like, I used to be a fan when Jordan was there." I'm like, "You're fake. Get out of here." But there were fans of Mike that at the time
Mhm.
became a fan of the league.
The league, yeah.
Because the league had so much talent that you were just excited to see. Almost every night someone came to town, you wanted to see. I remember wanting to see Derek Coleman play.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I remember he had the BK diamond.
Yeah.
I don't know the diamond cells. Yeah.
The diamond cell.
I
I remember wanting to see Tim Hardaway come to town. I remember, mind you, I could see none of them. We didn't have that kind of money, but the excitement that, oh snap.
yeah.
It just turned. I think that time and that group of people, players, transformed the diehard or the focus to their team fan to a broader oh, this is dope. Like football. I'm a Bears fan,
Mhm.
but did I watch the Super Bowl every year of my life? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the sport. I think that's what that era did
Oh yeah.
for basketball.
Oh man, it was great just to watch new talent come in and I'd say the style of basketball changed as well. With the help of Jordan's finesse, you also had street ball incorporated with the younger guys as well. Hip hop was more impact in the younger guys as they coming in. Then with the help of I want to say the NBA was having a lot of hip hop acts come in. That was the start of the mid '90s. That was the start where you have NBA come in and do the All-Star Weekend, the stay in school jams and stuff like that. That really helped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, another thing I would like to ask you, around the time where the college ball, it was kind of balancing. It was kind of balancing out with the new players coming in, and then the people that you was watching before they got to the league. So around that time, I'd say 94, 95. My favorites was Big Dog, Glenn Robinson, Attracted Trailer.
Yeah.
Man, some of these guys, they were really
Maurice Taylor.
They was famous before they got the league.
They were studs. Yeah, they were some studs.
Were you watching college ball as well?
Oh yeah, I've watched college. I actually watched college ball before NBA ball.
Okay.
So when I was a little kid, I used to watch DePaul, so I kept watching. So the time frame you're talking about was the Ed O'Bannon, the O'Bannon brothers out in UCLA. My favorite player on that team was Toby Bailey.
Oh yeah.
Bobby
Hurley?
No, not Hurley. The one for Arizona. He played for Sacramento. The dude is Mike Bibby. The Mike Bibby squad. There were some teams that were, and the Razorbacks were nice. They had Scotty Thurman, and they had there were some teams that were pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
And some players that were stars. But I really think the superstardom of college players, for me, came with the Fab Five.
Oh, yeah.
After the Fab Five, I feel like people paid a little more attention to these one and done or let's go straight to the pro type guys. But I could be wrong. That's just when I realized, the Duke teams were awesome.
Always.
Carolina teams were always solid. Those teams were amazing.
Right.
And I went to Indiana, so I really liked Calbert Cheaney. And
so Greg Graham. You remember Greg Graham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Ohio State had Funderburk. There were some players in the country that were just exciting, man.
Oh yeah, man. It was the 90s was just an open season for new talent, man.
It's like I wish people could see, like at the time, how awesome it was to see Stackhouse and Wallace, or to see Joe Smith up in Maryland, or to see Tim Duncan at Wake Forest. Like all those bigs played against each other. Like
Yeah.
it was, and Tim Duncan was the same Tim, quiet, just busted heads out there. But that Stackhouse Wallace squad, then the Carter Jamison squad later, later 90s, like oh man, it was
like the Big Ten. The Big Ten was just like really amazing to watch.
Big Ten, ACC, they were running. Pac-10 was doing good too. I think they're the Pac-12 now, right? But they were the Pac-10.
Yeah, basically. But these changed around the late 90s, going in towards the early 2000s. You didn't really have a good team in Indiana ball. You always just had the Gene Kellys and the Bobby Knights, but they never had a good team besides when Bobby Knight finally retired and then Mike Brown came in. But ended up going to the finals.
Yeah.
Before in 2001.
Yeah, they lost to Carolina.
Yeah. So man, it was good. It was good times, man. Just 90s ball, man. It was just all about, man, your favorite player or your favorite team, man.
Yeah, and like your point about like street ball blending into pro ball, like guys today are awesome, right? I'm not one of those guys that says, "Oh, today is weak" or whatever. I mean, I don't think a person should fall down because they got touched on the hand on a 3-pointer. I think that's a little dramatic. But like, come on, man, you hit your hand. Like Mike Tyson can punch me in the hand. I'm not going to fall down. But there were guys back then that I think just were a little bit ahead of their time to really shine. Like Kenny Anderson would have been freaking amazing today. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf would have been. Steph Curry and Mahmoud would go at it. Like there were guys that would just. Robert Pack would be like going at it with like Westbrook and those guys.
Yeah, facts.
There was just so many guys that were like ultra talented, but in a slower method, like a half court set system when they were more explosive than that.
Yeah, I'm on apologies. It was Mike Davis that took over Indiana, and Maryland beat them in 2000.
Maryland, that's right. It was
the next year was North Carolina.
North Carolina was the next year. The Maryland team had
thank you, Super Cat.
Man, who's the stud they had?
They had Juan Dixon.
Dixon, that's who it was.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That Maryland team. Matter of fact, I don't know how I could forget that. My pastor, he's from Maryland, and he always reminds me that Maryland beat Indiana. So.
All right, man. We're gonna trickle back a little bit, just a tad bit, when Mike made his return, 1995. Early, what was it? 1994 or 95?
The return was.
Turn.
The return was 95.
95.
It was at the tail end of that season.
Being in Chicago, what was the feeling back then when the hype was just like, he's back?
Man, I turned on the TV because they were talking about it. And remember when Pippen he put his shoe up and he pointed at it and he was like, "Come back." Like at that point, we were hearing that Mike was at Chapel Hill running practices.
Yeah, he was.
So we were like, he's getting in game shape. He might come back. And then when Pippen did the thing, we were like, oh, it's just a matter of time. And then when they started talking about the facts, I went home, turned on like WGN or something, and they're like, I'm back. That's all it said. Michael Jordan, da-da-da-da. Dog, we ain't won nothing yet. I felt like we just won the championship all over again. We were like, oh man, we were absolutely excited. We were. It was just like, all right, order has been restored. Like it's about to be lit.
Oh man, I was in a great feeling, man, because we knew being in Indiana, there was like his first game was back. You know? So like we was hyped too, you know. So other than that, man, it was a great feeling, man, to even even see the players in the NBA embrace them to come. You know what I'm saying, to come back. And
I mean, he kind of like Tiger Woods, right? Like, you might not like Tiger Woods. The other golfers might think he's an idiot. They might not like him. They don't like his lifestyle. But I guarantee they all appreciate that he shows up at the course because that means more money for them.
Yeah.
Mike was the original.
Right.
If Mike is in the league, everybody's benefiting.
Yeah, man. So around that time, or before that, you had, what was the hype around the city when Space Jam had just in theaters?
So Space Jam, I was into service during Space Jam.
Okay.
I have the most unpopular Space Jam opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The movie was trash.
A what?
The movie was entertaining, but I wasn't gonna watch it more than once. You know what I mean? Like, it was cool. And yeah. I really liked that. I liked what they did, that they took the old campaigns, because in the early to mid 90s, the campaigns around the 7s,
mm-hmm.
the 8s, the 7s and 8s was Bugs Bunny one year, and then Marvin the Martian the next year. So that was kind of cool to see it come full circle. Uh-huh. But like, when people are like, "Oh, LeBron's gonna mess up the movie," I'm like, "Mess up what movie? Like, this wasn't an Oscar-winning movie. This was a money grab." Like, all right, like the soundtrack though, it's whoever that put that Memphis J23. That's the fact right there.
Yeah,
I'll take the soundtrack over the film any day. The soundtrack was bananas.
It's crazy. I mean, it's like the soundtrack is almost going diamond right now.
It is an awesome soundtrack, man. There's some Busta Rhymes stuff on there. It was awesome.
Yeah, everybody's trying to stream it now to make it go diamond before the Space Jam 2 movie comes out. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I know my opinion is way unpopular.
Yeah, but you know what?
Hey, hold on. One of my he's probably my best friend in the whole world.
Go ahead.
His name is Richie Stardust. Look, he says it's blasphemy. But I would say that. The movie is the We Are the World of movies, Rich. All right, let's go on.
And shout out to So Imprint, Memphis J23, Z in the building, Super Cat, Sneaks. Shout out to all you guys, man. Thank y'all for even coming in and chilling. But definitely having a great time, having great talk right now with Mr. J Star. Now, let's get back to the time of Space Jam and Mike's return. Now, you did have Nike and Jordan Brand present PEs to some players, exclusive player shoes for the 10 and the 9. So, like, seeing Mitch Richmond playing them, Penny Hardaway, BJ Armstrong, they all had their own 9s with their number in the back. Like,
right.
And seeing that, bro, you just like, you didn't know who was gonna be like on that list, but seeing like I forgot his name, Hubert. He played for the Knicks, and he had the 10s. He had the 9s.
Hubert Davis.
Yeah, Hubert Davis. Yeah. He had the 10s and the 9s. And played in the 10s when Jordan came back. So it was just amazing seeing these young players in some Jordans, you know. And I think that was Team Jordan before Team Jordan. Yeah,
the PE game, when it happened, my favorite player to watch, because of just his game was good, but I mean, just to see what he was wearing, was Derek Anderson.
Derek Anderson had the absolute coldest PEs. Yeah. Period.
Jordan Brand did, I don't know what he did, but his PEs were in another, like, I would take his over Ray Allen's. That's how cold Derek Anderson's PEs were. They were cold, ice cold. He had the illest.
My favorite was, I will have to say, it's a tie between Mike Bibby and Derek Anderson. It's a tie between those guys.
Derek Anderson, that's another good one. Big Joe 23 Kicks. Eddie Jones used to have the ill one too.
Jones, yeah.
But Eddie Jones ended up wearing Team Jordans. Remember, he ended up actually supporting the Team Jordan brand. But he had PEs that were ridiculous too.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I always think it's funny today when a player is wearing a shoe of a player that's also on the court for the other team. Like to me, that's against the rules.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that. Like, hey man, don't be wearing the other team's stuff while we're playing them.
Yeah, man. So like you had during the first rendition of Team Jordan, you had Vin Baker, you had Eddie Jones, Mitch Richmond, you had Randy Moss.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Boxer.
It was Roy Jones.
Roy Jones, yeah. So like that first rendition of Team Jordan was amazing. Like you had like really good.
Oh yeah, Michael Finley. We can't forget Mike Finley. His PEs were ridiculous too.
And you had just incredible ball court like quality on these sneakers. And it's kind of like crazy how you got synthetic retros, synthetic leather retros. And Quentin Richardson didn't come until later. Like I think it was like the second or the third team of Team Jordan. But yeah, those guys was wearing.
Eddie Jones and them guys were the first. Vin Baker, Eddie, those were the first class.
Oh yeah, like in 2001, 2002, that's when you got the new guys.
Yeah.
And one street ball has completely overshadowed each and every aspects of the NBA, the influence where you had AI he's our Michael Jordan at that time, basically. Kobe Bryant I think he had recently left Adidas at that time, so he's wearing PEs as well. So 2001, 2002, you had another season where everybody's up for grabs, where you had a Chris Webber going to Dada.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a mistake.
Yeah, so like it was like an open market for everybody,
Yeah.
What up, D Dave? Also another DJ. Shout out to all my DJs in the chat.
I'm not a DJ, by the way. I just look like it. I'm really not though. I'm learning. I'm brand new.
Person, you're a bio-pierce. Yeah, man. So yeah, man, again, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. It's just a great, great time, man, of just reminiscing on great times when we was a kid and we were coming up, and it was just like as I grew up, I finally at that time I was like getting my first job, and I was working at McDonald's. So like every weekend, finish line knew my face every weekend.
That was me, man. That was me. They knew when I was coming in there.
Every weekend. So what was like in the early 2000s, or did you go back to the service?
My early 2000s, I was in the service.
Mm-hmm.
My early, when I was first job and all that, that was like 93, 94, 95, 96. Like that was that time. And it was awesome because Jordans were just, 4 pair a year. You had a white pair, the all-star pair, the dark pair, and then you had a playoff pair. Like that was it. So you could plan accordingly to get all the kicks. Today you can't do that. Early 2000s, I was still in the service and I was able to still cop sneaks and stuff. But that's when the retro game really was starting to like really evolve, like get off the runway. After the 99 retro hit, because the 94 retros, they were kind of sitting.
They were.
99 retros, that's when it was like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That was the sweet spot. 2000, 2001, that was like, they knew at that point the recipe. And that plane left the tarmac and that thing ain't never came back.
That's a fact. That is a fact. I remember going to Harold Penner, which is like one of the I want to say the premier stores for like if you want to go get your suits or you want to get streetwear, and they will have Jordans a week before the finish lines and the the Foot Lockers. So I'll go to Harold Pinter. They have the Jordan 1 Royal, what I'm saying, the Royals. They have the Reds, and then the next thing you know, they started. They was the first ones that had the cool gray 11s. And never I've never seen somebody line up. I never seen a store that allows somebody to line up 3 hours before the store opened.
Yeah, for me, the first time I ever saw that was the black and red 11s. So the very first time they released those was the very first time I'd ever went to the mall and saw a line of people and they used to release on Wednesday. It wasn't this Saturday stuff.
Yeah,
Buzz would cut school to go get the Jordans and then go back to school half day to let everybody know they got the Jordans. But I remember seeing the line, and I was like, I was just about to leave for the Air Force when those shoes dropped. And I was like, what y'all doing? Oh, the Jordans. I'm like, y'all waiting out here for the Jordans? Y'all cut school? I was like, oh man, this is about to get out of hand.
Yeah, man. Yeah, cool grade 11s, Space Jam 11s. I remember cutting school on a Wednesday and just to go get those, and it was a snowstorm. So buses was running on like holiday time, but still, like me and my boys, we all got in the car, man, skipped school and went up to Lafayette Mall, and all we all got those bad boys. And it was a great time, man. You ever experience a time where you get your sneakers and then go right back to school, and you got them on?
I never remember that. Or for myself, because I used to go to I went to high school in Indiana. I would go to Chicago all the time, and there were places like what you just described that would get the shoes early.
Yeah.
So I would go over there because my aunt would let me know. I'd go over there, scoop them, catch the train back, and then show up Monday with the shoes that they would be waiting to get on Wednesday. I would have them on.
Right.
So that was kind of the way I played the game. Same for when I went to college. That's when the Concords dropped. And I vividly remember walking into the hall that day. I was the only one that had them, and mugs literally lost their minds that the shoes were patent leather. Like, and I was like, dog. I wish I had Michael Jackson pants on. I wish I was flooding the whole day. That's how fresh the kicks were. I just wanted everybody to see them.
Yeah, man. It was just just a new era of sneakers, man. When them bad boys dropped, what was your actually the feeling when you first saw Mike with the Concords, when he's getting interviewed by Amar Rashad, and everybody, the world stopped?
Amar was an unsung hero that day, man.
Yo,
like he was the real MVP that day because he really showed us the kick. We were like, and we didn't. And at that time, like now we hear all these stories like, that shoe wasn't supposed to be. We didn't know that.
No, we didn't.
We like, this is Michael Jordan. Who's gonna tell him he can't wear his own shoe? Like, we didn't know that this was some under wraps, still prototype type stuff.
Right.
So we didn't know that till now. Like now they'll probably release a pair in like, who knows, in a year or so and be like, these are the prototype 11s just to get everybody to go buy them. Like we didn't have that. So what Ahmad did was gave us a real look. Ahmad was like the people's champ, first off. Like him and Stuart Scott were like our people. And when he did that though, it really made almost the casual fan, even not even a real sneakerhead, go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like, wait a second. Like, this is the most ridiculous thing ever. And it was so classy, and they looked so awesome on the court. Like, golly, they were freaking awesome.
Thanks. Oh, man. Okay. Let's get back into your YouTube channel, man. Your YouTube channel. How many years you can say you've been?
Oh, I did it heavy from like from like 2008 to like 2014. I was pretty regular.
Yeah.
And then I took a break from the time my daughter was born until like November. It was past November. So I did little things here and there, but nothing that was, consistent. So I would say the heaviest was back then, but back then it was like everything was still kind of grassroots, in terms of sneakerheads on YouTube. We were all just getting started together.
How did you feel like I know times have changed and the sneaker game evolves to other things, and some of these sneaker tubers, they actually are shoe tubers, they call them now. They set the bar so high. How would you think that you kind of like you want to keep it original and organic, or you would like to get into editing and pick up mall vlogs and stuff like that? Would you like to get into that stuff as well?
I don't think so. I kind of like the organic approach. I mess with editing every now and then. Some of my older stuff, I'm like trying to be Quentin Tarantino or some shit. But I like it just for the fun of it, not like, oh, I got to get my subscriber count up and I got to worry about monetize. Like people say, how do you put music in your videos? Because I don't monetize. I don't even care about that. I'm just trying to put out content and have a conversation like we at the barbershop. That's really what I'm about.
Yeah.
I do well enough without YouTube money, so I'm, like if it happens, I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not out here striving for like,
right.
Like, hey, seed me. Like all my seeding came organically. Like somebody messaged me one day and was like, hey, could you tell people you got the shoes from us? And I'm like, can you send me the shoe? And they were like, oh yeah, we'll supply you. I was like, all right, then let's see how it works. And then after a while, I was just like, okay, the hobby takes care of itself. Like from like 2009 to like 2014, I bought no shoes.
Wow.
Like it was just, hey, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. There were a few that I bought. I'd go out and get the Dornbecker or something like that, or the Benz. I'd go out and pay for something like that. But like whatever Saturday release was, like they would arrive to me the week prior.
That's what's up, man.
And that was all organic. And then over time, I realized, like, it bothered me that the relationships weren't genuine. So I was like, I'm not Jesus to you guys. I'm just this like avenue for you to sell stuff.
Yeah.
So I started severing the ties. Like, nah, I don't like this. I don't like this feeling. I didn't feel honest to myself. So I was like, let me just start cutting all of these people out. And the relationships I kept were genuine ones. Like the one with Jordan Brand was genuine. They were really nice to me. The Adidas, they were really awesome to me. But I'm talking about not the store. I'm talking about the actual company were really nice to me.
Yeah.
The stores were on some help us sell out our shoe every Saturday type stuff. And after a while, I was like, nah, I'm good on that.
That's what's up. Now, if you can have any advice for a shoe tuber that's wanting to get his the content up or just starting, what type of advice would you give them?
First, I would say I'm probably not the guy to ask, because at the time I was like doing really great. I had like 40, 50,000 subscribers, whatever. Then I stopped. But then the other guys continued on. They're probably sitting at like a couple 100,000. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know what worked for me was just being honest. Like if a shoe was trash, it was trash. Every Saturday, that shoe can't be the best shoe ever. Come on. Every Saturday, this shoe is the hottest thing ever. Like that can't possibly happen.
Yeah.
And just being honest and bringing something that's your own.
All right.
The problem with the seeding when that happened for everyone was everyone was getting the same exact product. So everyone's contents began to look the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone was like, okay, what do we do to set ourselves apart if we're all looking like, it's like the funny thing about sneakerheads. Everybody wants to be unique, but they're all posting the same shoe because they went and bought the same one Saturday.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
I thought you was trying to be unique, but you look just like the 75 other people wrapped around the store.
Yeah.
I would say just be unique, be yourself, and I think that's the best thing you can do. Mm-hmm. And if people don't gravitate to it, they don't. Like, you don't change yourself, because when they meet you in real life, that's a whole other subject. They're going to know that you're on some fakeness. Because I ran into some sneakerheads that are YouTubers. That thumbs are squares in real life. I am.
Yeah, man.
I can't even talk about sneaker events. That's another topic, another day.
That's another subject. All right, man. We're gonna get into the speedy round, man. Mr. Big Star. We're gonna get to the speedy round. Okay, it's gonna be like a one-worded verses. It could be or something that randomly that I pick from my followers or whatnot. All right, what's your favorite sports team?
Chicago Bulls.
Okay, Cowboys. Okay, favorite professional athlete right now?
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
I will go with Kawhi Leonard.
Okay. Oh, Claw. Okay. All right. Saturday morning cartoons or after school cartoons?
Oh, Saturday morning was lit.
Oh yeah. Okay. What is your favorite Funko Pop that you own right now?
Ooh. I'm gonna go with Jam Master Jay on the turntables. This is one of my newer ones.
Okay.
I don't have many, but that's my favorite.
Sir, yes, sir. RP JMJ. All right. Favorite sports movie of all time?
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire. Okay. All right. Put some respect on it. Oscar winning movie too as well. All right. Let's see. Wu-Tang or NWA? Kind of difficult.
I'm going NWA.
NWA. All right. DJ Premier or Just Blaze?
Oh, come on. That's not fair. Premier.
Premier. Okay. All right. Jordan 4 or Jordan 8?
Jordan 4.
Jordan. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Power Rangers?
Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will kill the Power Rangers.
All right. 94 Michigan Wolverines.
94?
Yeah, 94.
Okay.
Or UNLV.
Oh, UNLV.
UNLV with the
Larry Johnson's UNLV.
It does, yeah, Larry Johnson.
Yes.
All
Greg
right.
Anthony, yes, I'll take them. Stacey Augmon, all day.
Oh yeah, Jordan 1 or Jordan 11? Difficult.
1.
Okay, the 1. All right, your favorite Nike pack or any pack of all time? 2 shoes put together, any pack.
I never had it, but I would say the Kobe Bryant Austin Martin package.
Oh, good one, good one, good one. Everybody, give it up for J Star.
Remember this when people used to do this? Yeah. Champion. He's a jolly good fellow.
I appreciate you, man, coming and chilling with us, man. It was totally different. Usually we talking penny, but I wanted to just surround the show around you and your favorite topics, some of the stuff that we all.
Oh, this is dope.
Yeah, man. So other than that,
I grabbed 2 pennies that I really like.
Go ahead.
Because I knew that you would be here, and you know it's your show. So
okay.
So I definitely like the white joints.
Uh-huh.
And then I have the foam pocket. And these were customized for me. They got the J Star on the Safaris. And it's got my kids' names on the tongue, on the heel tab, on the tongue here. So these were custom done for me some years back when I was still heavy on the YouTube game.
Oh, that's amazing, man.
But so yeah, I couldn't leave you hanging, man. I was like, I see this logo, and you're always the guy I think of. So I was like, you know, besides Anthony, like.
Yo, man. Again, I appreciate you, man. Closing in. Thank y'all for just chilling with us, man. Again, thank you, JR. Keep doing what you're doing. Again, let everybody know where to find you at, all your YouTubes and whatever you have going on.
Oh, just hit me on the gram, maybe. I don't really push my stuff like that. So if you hit my Instagram, you can easily find my YouTube. They're just J Star. I think one's Mr. J Star and the other one's J Star 25. So if you want to go check it out, you can. I'm not one of the, go subscribe and please. I'm not about that. So
Yeah, man. But it's always to promote. I always, this is why I give people the floor to just to, they say the last words and whatnot, man. Um, uh, awesome show, man. Thank you again, man. Thank you. Everybody's in the chat.
I have one lightning round for you.
Go ahead.
Rakim or Biggie?
Whew. Whew. Gee. Okay. All right. Lyricism, I would have to say Biggie. Superstardom, I would have to say Biggie. A whole career plateau of good content and I like fashion and surrounding the whole lifestyle. Will have to say Biggie. So I gotta go with Biggie, man.
Man, you changed. You changed.
No.
Teasing.
Right, him is that dude. You know what I'm saying? But he has the whole package of an artist. Puffy molded Biggie into a artist. Now, you want to just a whole rhyme slayer, you want to go with Rakim, but just a full body of work of albums and getting molded into an artist, I will have to say Biggie. But I know a lot of you guys are going to hate me. J-Star, you probably
you can't go wrong. That's the thing. I live in a world where both of them are awesome. You can't go wrong. I just wondered.
Yeah, everybody likes what they likes, man. But yeah, man, to really break that down, I will have to go with Biggie. Yeah.
Put it this way: if either one of them was on stage and the other one came on stage, the crowd would erupt equally.
Equally, yeah.
That's how awesome they were.
Yeah, man. Man, again, thank you, man. That was the first time I got put in the hot seat.
That's for that DJ Premier one, man. You really got me stuck up on that one.
That's what's up, man. Well, we're going to end this one, man. I'm going to put this, man, in your heads. Do positive, think positive. You might have a positive outcome. Everyone have a great, great Tuesday. That's all, folks. Peace. We're out. Thank you, man.
Peace.